Akon was it both? Akon was both a poet, a philosopher, a rapper, a musician, also a good man in many ways. Let's get the fuck out of here. Why did that cop dive in front of my fucking car? He literally dove in front of my car. GTA sometimes is random like that. What the fuck was the point of that? What an asshole. Now I got a 2-star wanted level because of it. And they shot off my tire because of it. I can't even turn this vehicle because of it. Oh my god, this is stupid.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Dspnews, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bit of a throwback type report because there are a lot of things that I haven't been able to go over. A lot of files end up getting corrupted, so I'm going to have to re-record a lot of stuff. And I've been doing so for a little while on my break. And this is going to be one of them. So normally I try to give you guys broadcasts if I end up comboing them together, especially if you've been around for a long time, like that are literally day after day after day. You know what I'm saying? Try to give you guys something along those lines. But instead, we're going to do something a little bit different. This whole broadcast is essentially going to revolve around low contributions. Now, granted, you guys have heard that quite a few times on the DSP spectrum as well as in the DSP sphere about him getting low contributions. Well, I'm going to give you guys 3 videos that's going to make up our broadcast from 3 different examples of low contributions. Strap yourselves in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be here with one of our favorites, Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. First one is low contributions. The trolls help me by giving me downvotes on my videos and vision problems. Second video, low contributions in Stranger Things 3, buy me games, and the trolls and troll polls, if you will. And then the last one, I'll talk to somebody about the handwriting here. No, it's not that bad. Okay, last one. Also by Snort Burnell. Low contributions in Dragon Quest Builders 2, the cycle of endless begging, and you must do the stream entertaining, meaning his audience. So that's what's on the lineup. Should be interesting. Should be rather eventful. And since it's 3 games over a period of time, you know what I'm saying, because all these things are spread out, I'm anxious to see how he reacts to each situation. So this is going to be a bit of an analysis piece, but I still think it's going to be rather entertaining. And as you guys know, I usually do a lot more lore stuff on the Fight Club channel, but for a lot of these older broadcasts, I think it's going to be nice to look back a little bit, you know what I'm saying, as I'm trying to catch up on the current stuff, which I like to think at least in another couple of weeks I'll be all straightened out. We'll be all caught up, so this should be cool. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go ahead. That's what the broadcast is going to consist. I hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys have your SnortBucks coffee and or SnortBucks brand drink of choice. I'm just going to say that because I got to keep raffling off what we have handy. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you guys are ready for breakfast because there's a lot on the menu. We're going to have crepes, we're going to have pancakes, Belgian waffles, bacon, sausage. We're keeping it simple today, and bowls of fruit. So hopefully all of that kind of is something that you guys are interested in, and we will move forward proper because that's what we do here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. You guys all know the slogan, and I don't smell no bacon cooking yet, but I'm about to get on that right now. Right now. And it's time, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to watch me work.
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the first video of our broadcast, brought to us by Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Low contributions. The trolls help me by giving me downvotes, by downvoting my videos. And vision problems. Define sniff. Here we go.
Right now, we're going to resume with the Stranger Things 3, the game playthrough. For those who did not see this when I premiered it back on Thursday, it is the game that is directly tying in with Season 3 of Stranger Things. In my opinion, it's quite a great game. It is a retro throwback game for sure. It looks like a game on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System or the Sega Genesis. It's obviously intentionally done to look like that. It's a ton of fun. It's good combat, based with open world exploration, puzzle solving, and it has the plot and characters of Stranger Things. In fact, it has most of the major characters so far of the show. Each character has their own unique abilities, which is really neat. Like, I really like this game a lot. Some people, sadly, not giving it a chance, because they say, oh, it looks retro, it looks old school, we don't like that. The bottom line is, guys, and I'm going to say this again, I really feel that I should be giving indie games and other games that aren't necessarily giant AAA pre-stream, giant AAA heavy production releases, not pre-stream, heavy production releases. I should be giving them more of a chance. People tell me all the time, you know, you missed out on a game that was great just because it didn't look amazing. You should give them a shot. Sadly, when I usually play games that are older school, throwback games, or indie games, my mainstream audience complains. Well, we just want to see new releases where you rage. Well, that's great. And yes, that definitely has an audience, don't get me wrong. But that's not the end-all and be-all of who I am as a gamer. Yeah, I'm a gamer!
Let's cut in right there. So, our first problem, there's one of two, I think, but there's probably more, is Phil has spent a good amount of his career shitting on indie titles and indie games, and coming up with all these reasons why he can't play them. Because he needs to play the AAA releases. He needs to get himself out there. Any video that he doesn't have out for a triple release is a view lost, and so on and so forth when getting the piggy lore. Okay? So he's really conditioned his audience to have, at least some of them, a certain type of prejudice against indie titles and whatnot. He's done that. That's all on his own accord. So for him now to do it, to try to embrace that movement, it's not even a movement, but to embrace this practice, it's kind of hypocritical, especially when the only reason why he's embracing the practice, the only reason why he's embracing the practice is because the AAA releases aren't doing well for him. It's not the game's fault, it's his fault. The second part of that, though, is the fact that it's a game that he really wants to play. So it's almost hypocritical to say, I need to start doing such and such, you know what I'm saying? Because I've missed out on such and such, despite the fact that the first game that he's trying to embrace, if you will, or at least one of them, is something that he really wants to play. So it seems kind of asshole-ish to say that. It's funny how he'll push the agenda if it benefits him, whether financially or in this case, it just kind of falls into his interest and motivations. Whereas when other people in his audience, the people who are supposed to be giving him all this money to help him live, when they had titles that they wanted him to play, he wouldn't do it. Second problem, the second conundrum that he's had since he's become an interactive streamer, but it really kind of goes all the way back to his YouTube career, early YouTube career, I should say, is this calamity that he always tries to put himself in. The mental gymnastics of, I can't play the games that I want. And what I mean by that is, trust me, he plays the games that he wants. But when he wants to play a certain title, he always says, I really want to play this game. I really want to play this game. But if he can't get people to pay for it, which is the main thing, or if he can't get basically artificial hype behind it, then he acts like he can't do it. It's your stream. You dictate what's on it. So just play the goddamn game. And if you don't get good viewership on it, you don't. And if you do, you do. If you get low contributions on it, then it is what it is. If you get better contributions than what you're expecting, which Phil's expecting thousands and thousands of dollars every stream, then it's whatever. But at the end of the day, it's his stream. Play what the hell you want. And he acts like he can't. Unless he can rig a poll or if he can, you know, somehow convince them into paying for the game itself. Sorry, paying for the game itself, but first paying him to play that game. It's really weird. It's really, really strange. And the thing is, and this is the overarching, so that we can go ahead and get back into it, is the majority of games Phil plays, they're not successful. It's not that the game is bad. It's because he's bad at it. And more importantly than that, he's not entertaining. That is where we're at Galtopia Ground Zero, is you're not entertaining, Phil. And because you're not entertaining, you make the game look bad. You may even make the game look worse than what it is. That's your fault. That's your fault that you went into this with bare minimum bullshit, and this is what you ended up getting out of it. That's nobody's fault but your own. But it's neither here nor there. Let's continue. DSP News.
Or content creator, and there are many people who like to watch other kinds of content. In particular, this game, Stranger Things 3, not only is it awesome because it's tying in with a television series that I'm a fan of, but also it's great retro throwback style gameplay, and there's tons of opportunity for us to interact during these streams because there's no spoken dialogue, right? So this has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the stream on Thursday when I first played this game for the first time, and quite frankly, I'm really looking forward to this again today. All right, hopefully.
Faceless Shin to me $1 and said, honest question, why do you get upset over low contributions when you yourself have said they're appreciated but not required? Because I'm not, first of all, I'm not upset at all, but I need to be, I have to be reminding people. If you don't remind people, they don't keep it in mind, they don't contribute, I can't pay my bills, I can't do this anymore. So I love what I do, you guys love what I do.
Pignosis, to make a pig psychosis, if you will. Pignosis is basically what it is. Pig psychosis, I think, is the aftermath of that.
That's how it works.
You will approach this stream with an open mind and not just completely shut down and say, oh, no, this is garbage content because it's an old school game and it doesn't, you know, it's not pretty. You know, like, I seriously hope that you will give it a shot. I think you're going to enjoy the stream if you do, okay? Especially because, like I said, there's ample opportunities for us to talk and interact and make it a fun stream, not just about necessarily 100% about the quality of the game. Alright? The other thing that I do have to say is, recently a lot of the big AAA titles that have come out aren't very good. If you haven't noticed, a lot of the games that were supposed to be good and get overhyped end up being lackluster. Maybe every once in a while we should give a game like this a shot, rather than just shooting it down because it looks like it came out in the 1990s. Okay, guys? I'm just saying.
Now, keep in mind, this comes from the same individual who plays games now almost solely dependent, solely dependent on what the influencers say on Twitter. So please keep that in mind when he's bashing these AAA games and saying they're not very good, when he went off other people's opinions, in most cases, to actually play it. Or they're his own bad decisions. Just saying. But at the end of the day, it comes back down to the fact that he's not very entertaining. The second thing is, for the first time in a good while, we actually had an opportunity to see Phil actually defend a game. He defended Stranger Things 3 all the way to the very end. From beginning to end, he defended that game and said it was a good game and people need to give it a shot. I hadn't seen him make a push like that in a very, very long time. Now, my reasoning on why he did it is, one, he actually did enjoy the game. Excuse me. The only thing that negative that he's kind of said about it in the aftermath of it was or at the conclusion of it, was the contributions weren't very high and people were complaining. But yet again, that's his own pignosis at fault. That's pig psychosis, I should say. That's his own fault on that one. The next thing is I think he was trying to make a push to go for indie titles. You know, the nice little $15, $20 games that you can find at your on Xbox Live Store or in PSN. You know, just independent titles like little beat 'em ups and things like that. I think he was pushing for that. There's a market for it. People do like it. It's a very cheap title. It's something that he can play in between big titles or use them as backups. I think that's what he was moving for. Because there are a couple of Twitch channels that I watch every once in a while that actually, that's all they play. They don't play AAA titles. They play little independent titles like that. Mainly like, you know what I'm saying, like little beat 'em ups, like the Scott Pilgrim type archetypes, or archetype games. They play stuff like that. And there's a lot of them. There's more of them than you would think, and they're really cheap. Sometimes you can get them for like $5. And they're pretty good play. You know what I'm saying? You can get a lot of time out of it, a lot of replay value, so on and so forth. A lot of hidden stuff. Actually, Ghostly Wins is playing something similar to that. I actually was on one of his streams a while ago where he was doing it. It was and it looked like a really fun game. Actually, Ghostly, if you remember what I'm talking about, would you put the link to that in the description? And if I can, I'll try to find the channel trailer for it and whatnot. And I'd like to start promoting little games like that in the beginning of some of my videos, just because, or even at the end of it, just so people can kind of, you know, get the thought in their head for it. Anyway. I think he was trying to make a move on that. I think he was trying to make a business move on it. It didn't work, and like anything else that doesn't work for Phil, he gets flustered and he kind of abandons it. Or he'll just go ahead and go under whatever bucket of grease that he originally slithered himself from and try again later. But the thing is if something doesn't work, fair enough, try to work on it continuously as you're moving forward. That's what he should do. That's what all of us should do. When something doesn't work for you, continue to move forward, but continue to have the idea of how you can improve it. It'll work out. You can always go back to the project, don't get me wrong, but always continue to move forward and think about, okay, how can I do such and such better? It'll work out in the end. But that's just my own personal opinion, of course. You guys have been around since the beginning. You know what kind of train wreck this all started off as. Any case, but those are my personal thoughts. Here we go.
So, hopefully, you will, you know, give it a shot. Hopefully you will enjoy it.
Let's face it, is a money factory. Please give me your monies. It's a money pit.
And hopefully this will be a great stream. I know for a fact I'm going to like it. I'm in a great mood. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I was very much anticipating coming back from break and playing this game again today because I enjoyed it so much on Thursday. Alright, so I certainly hope that you guys will enjoy the stream. Fair enough? Please consider contributing via one of the methods I am going to mention right here on the pre-stream. Now, please understand, guys, that anything that I mention here is not required. It's not mandatory. I'm very happy just to have people come by and hang out with me every day, enjoy games, you know, see my live reactions, have fun. That's what this is all about, and I just want you to understand that. However, it is a necessary evil, right, that in order for me to do this, I have to make some money doing it, you know, via various methods, so that I can afford to do it, right? So, again, not mandatory, but greatly appreciated if you can contribute.
Remember the meme? I know what I'm doing. I can't wait for the money.
Yanni took me $1.25 and said, I recently started watching your streams. I used to watch you years ago on YouTube around the start of Street Fighter 4, and I love the content. Back to rewatch now. YouTube flooded me with hate videos on you. Why is that allowed in their terms of service? F the haters, keep being you. In reality, Yanni, if you want to know the truth, it's not. YouTube's terms of service is so silly because they say things like, oh, you can't make hateful videos and you can't do this and that, but they just allow it. They allow it. They don't really police their content at all. When people mass flag stuff.
Didn't Phil have a series called Hateful Reviews? Or The Hateful Truth or some shit like that? Just throwing it out there.
They frequently just ignore your... In essence, the only way you can get any kind of defense against stuff on YouTube is if you threaten to sue. You actually have to go to a lawyer. This is not exaggeration. You have to go to a lawyer and file a lawsuit and say, listen, if this stuff doesn't stop, you know, I'm actually going to sue you. And then YouTube will take legal action and actually take down content permanently. Sadly, the problem was that it became a viral thing, you know, years ago to make fun of me on YouTube and basically hate on me for whatever reasons. Because there are many different reasons that people did it over the years, don't get me wrong. And, you know, it just became an unstoppable viral force.
Actually, when he said that, like, there's been plenty of reasons, don't get me wrong, it kind of sounds like he's conceding to the fact that, yes, they had some valid reasons to do so. That's kind of what it sounds like to me, anyway.
Salud.
And there's no reason for me to even worry about it anymore. There's nothing I can do about it. And like I said, I don't even care about YouTube anymore. I don't give a shit what's over there because I just do fun streams. You know? So that's all I care about. So I'm just happy to hear, Yanni, you came over here. Hang out with us on stream every day. You'll have a lot of fun. If you can't catch a stream, check out the archives on YouTube. And just ignore the nonsense. Because that's what I do. Eternal Napalm cheered, said, I see a lot of your YouTube videos have lots of downvotes. Your pathetic haters try to mess up your analytics. Oh, that's all they do. Because they realize they can no longer leave disgusting, toxic comments on my videos, so they sit there downvoting. In reality, they're so dumb, they don't realize that a downvote actually helps a video just like an upvote. I'm not even exaggerating.
Oh my god.
By the way, guys, there's going to be a bottle crunch, so prepare yourselves. Ready? Here.
Wow, that pathetic thing. Theoretically, is right. It counts as engagement, but there is some factors. But it does count as engagement. That is the first thing. It would be even better for him if he had the comment section. Now, most of you are like, well, come on, GTG, you know what I'm saying? People could, you know, for those of you out there that might actually support Phil, there are, you know, if you guys go ahead and leave nasty comments, you can get the video demonetized, so on and so forth. They have filters in place for that. Phil could put filters in place for certain words, certain buzz phrases, and so on and so forth to kind of alleviate that, on top of the fact that YouTube, in general, will go ahead and put certain comments under review anyway, automatically. So that's a thing. Kind of like how he doesn't want to have the automated system, the automated cheer shout-out system on Streamlab, on his Twitch streams. Yet again, he can put filters in for that too. He won't do it because he's lazy and stupid. Probably both. I think the word for it is actually a tooth, but, you know, it is what it is. A tooth to it, I should say. But, yet again, it's his own fault. I don't know. I think, honestly, it comes down to him just wanting to be in control. He wants to micromanage everything. It makes it seem like he's working harder than what he really is, which is an illusion that doesn't mean anything to anybody but him. But what are you going to do?
Go. Okay. So, if you weren't aware, downvoting counts as a positive against the video, just like an upvote. It's considered engagement. It's considered video engagement. Alright? It's actually far worse for a video to have no up or down votes than a video to have a bunch of down votes. That's true, but a video will still go further if it has comments, even if it doesn't have any likes or dislikes. Just throw that out there. But you really need, realistically, you need both. And eventually, sharing videos is going to become a thing too. It's going to be something that they're going to want. And if Monday Matt ends up getting, the Boulder King ends up getting his way, and they do decide to do away with the like and dislike system, which theoretically, I'm not sure if Monday Matt thought that out. Of course he didn't. If they're probably not going to take the likes and dislikes away because they need something. You need to have something to rate a video. You know what I'm saying? You need it. They can't make it a complete and total fucking safe space. So they'll have to come up with some other voting system, and people will figure out how to manipulate that, and then it's a wrap. But let's say they did take it away. Let's just say they did take the likes and dislikes away. Then you would have to do something else to make up for that. So either share on videos would become a real big thing, which is already something that you see in really viral videos, if you will, or just videos that are super popular, that they have a lot of shares. We're talking about, you know, thousands upon thousands, if not tens of thousands of shares. Videos like that that might end up becoming a thing, and that's going to be hard for a lot of people, because now YouTube would, in that way, I should say, YouTube would literally force the content creators, if you want to call it forced, to get onto social media and to really push their product heavy. If not, it's not going to go anywhere. Or not going to go anywhere, but yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just not going to do as well as it could, I should say. And that's what Phil's doing. For an archive YouTube channel, a dead archive YouTube channel, by the way, who cares about the comments, bruh? Most of his videos are going to get demonetized anyway, but who cares about the comment section? Just let it fly. If YouTube's an archive channel, what does he care what people say on it? It's an archive channel. But he always on some bullshit about some dumb crap. And that's why he can't get nowhere. Ever. The vote that I receive actually helps my video rankings. As dumb as that sounds, that's how YouTube works. But the trolls are so stupid, they don't understand that. They have this weird, like, bizarre, erroneous philosophy.
What are you talking about? You had to have picked that up from one of three people. One of three people he heard say that, and that's why he's saying it now. Either myself, Tevin, or LSB. It had to have been one of the three of us that he's heard say that. And I think out of the three of us, I would say probably Tevin was the one who pushed the concept of engagement the most, and whatnot. And that was because he's, you know, obviously been around longer, and he's been talking about it a lot longer. And then I would follow up after that. But that's just my own personal opinion, though. But he heard it from somebody. Or he read it on Kiwi Farms. He's heard it somewhere. And it's not like he just magically came up with this. You know what I mean? Just because it's magically appeared up on his up in the conversation is one thing, which is already kind of suspicious. But he obviously picked it up from somewhere, which is only more proof that he engages in the Detractor content, which is funny because if it's supposed to be all about positivity and he doesn't waste his time on disgusting bullshit, then how does he know what all these different detractors have to say about him?
Belief that if they just thumb down a video that it's going to hurt me, in reality it doesn't. They're just that stupid.
Oh, why am I toxic? Why am I toxic? Why am I toxic? Phil has gout.
But I've said this over the years many times, they just don't listen. There's people who literally will just sit there and downvote every video that I upload to YouTube. I mean...
Yeah, that's the other one. When someone, when they do downvote on your videos, it's more than likely that those people won't see that video, or videos from that content creator anymore. But the thing is if they're subscribed to your channel, then it's a whole different story in itself. Yeah, so there's like I said, there's little nuances and little tweaks that should be brought up and all that. But that's another conversation for another day.
It's completely pointless that they do this, but they do it. So, yeah, they're that stupid. I don't even know what to say. They're actually that stupid. But yeah, they sit there just downvoting
and then
everything.
It takes some time for that to work too. Like, you have to dislike a shitload of videos, or a decent amount of videos, I should say, until that video just kind of stops. And then if you see the new system now, right, that YouTube has in play, every once in a while you'll see they'll actually take like a mini survey where, hey, what are your thoughts on this video? Do you find it calming, inspirational, entertaining, yada yada yada? You have to fill out at least, from what I've been told anyway, you got to fill out at least half a dozen of those before a certain video from a certain content creator that you're obviously been watching doesn't pop up. And then all you have to do is give one positive report after all of that for them to start recommending that type of video to you again. So, yeah.
They literally sit there and they downvote every video thinking that it hurts me when it doesn't. It was 100% solved.
But the thing is that, and this is a point I've made before, when you think about when Phil hides the likes and dislikes, Low Tier God does that every once in a while too. Even though you can't see the results of the likes and dislikes, anybody who's hiding their likes and dislikes does. So you hitting a like or a dislike button, the like or dislike button on something that's been hidden, you don't see it, and the public doesn't see it, but the content creator does. So that's what the whole point of that really is. It's to show Phil, hey, this is what people still think about you. It's not necessarily about the performance of the video, because we all know the video is going to do poorly anyway, unless it's drama. But it shows Phil what people still think about him. What he tries to hide from other people, I should say. From his own audience in a lot of ways. That's what it shows. That's the point. He's too stupid to figure that out.
Thanks everyone for your contributions. Just another reminder, negative people who are just asking for things, I e-bag, right? You're constantly asking your viewers and your fans for contribution. The best way that you can contribute today is to tip me. Tipping me helps me tremendously. I really need the help right now. I am completely overdrawn on my bank account, and I have no income coming in until the 15th. So anything you guys can do to help out, much appreciated, and will help defray the problem getting monstrously overdrawn and getting all these fees and shit. So please, guys, thank you very much. Any tips you can lend are much appreciated and help me out more than anything. Even though I'm appreciative of all other contributions, please consider tipping me. No. Continuing on, my main man cheered and said, oh my god, I figured it out. It all makes sense now. The reason you had difficulty with games all these years is because you couldn't see. Put those glasses on, Phil. It's for your own good. Here we go again with this stupid glasses meme. I don't know where this glasses meme came from. All of a sudden, in the last, 2 weeks, people have been referencing glasses. Another stupid meme from brainless people, I bet. I don't know how to cure this problem with my eyeballs. Great. And you can't...
There you go. Complaining about his eyesight. Even with his shitty quality, sometimes you can see his eyes really bad. He was rubbing in a lot, so on and so forth. But then, if you think back to our favorite little paywall Jasper, a lot of people are thinking he has some type of cat allergies, and so that's made it a thing too. So we're kind of coming full circle if you think about it when it comes to a lot of our situations here, which just makes it that much more hilarious.
Mistake, if you make one mistake, this is normal difficulty. Make one mistake, you can't win the race. Fucking gay. It's so bad.
Now you know what he wanted to say there, and he had to sit there and just, oh boy, he had to suck it up on that one. Boy, Twitch got his ass scared. You can't even say gay. You can't even say it's fucking gay on a Twitch stream? Damn, Phil. Wow. That's... Why are you toxic, Phil?
It's so badly made. Thanks to everyone who was supportive today. It was a little bit on the slower side, but then again, the viewership was on the slower side because, again, I'm playing an older school looking game. Oh my god. My god, please, you gotta tip me because I have no money. Let the green roll in. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a
Oh boy, I forgot about that. That's the old outro. That's the old outro. Well, out of respect for Snort Burnell, we won't go ahead and play that. But the links to all, as you guys know, the links to all the videos that I use will be down in the description if you feel about reminiscing on any of this without my annoying voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I will literally move on to the next broadcast. I'll see you guys in just a second.
Phil's fat.
This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
When I
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the second video of our broadcast. Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Low contributions in Stranger Things 3 and Buy Me Games in trolled polls. Here we go.
come back on Friday, it'll be the premiere of Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's a game that's very Minecraft-esque, has that kind of building mentality, but also has a lot of other stuff, including having villagers and like farm and do things for you. You can also have major enemy fights against the enemies from Dragon Quest, including big epic boss fights. The game looks quite good, and I'm very excited to start playing this on Friday. Okay? Now, hint, 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 if anyone is looking to help out and maybe help in the cost of the streams, you could either purchase the game for me digitally off my Amazon wishlist, or you could purchase some Nintendo Store credits.
Disgusting beggar.
Off my Amazon wishlist, so that I can get the game on Friday. Hint, hint, hint. What's that noise? I don't know. What is that? I didn't hear anything. So, just saying. You know, it would definitely help out. Hint, hint, hint. You guys may notice at the top of your screens, we have a sub counter, and we have a new sub goal for the month of July. Yes, I know it's already the 8th of July, and I'm putting up the sub goal very late. Sorry about that. We're going to be doing the Rageathon event. So what this means is that if we hit 525 subscriptions on this channel at any point during the month of, during the month of July, we will be doing a Rageathon event where you will be nominating and then, of course, voting on games to cause me rage. These games will then be played in a marathon event setting, more than likely in August. I think that would be a good time, because August, by the way, is very, very empty. August has, like, nothing going on in the realm of new releases until the very late month. So August is going to be a great opportunity for me to do downtime playthroughs, for me to maybe catch up on certain games that I haven't played. So here we are. This is...
Now, let's cut in. So, as you guys remember, August was actually a really good month. You know what I'm saying? He pulled, I think it's been confirmed at this point, about $12,000. It's a good amount of money. And he skipped a shitload of Switch games. He skipped a shitload of Switch games. Which, for what reason, we don't know. The hint, 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 that's rather sad. That's rather sad. It's rather not even comedic, like it was meant to be, just sad. To be perfectly honest with you. And I think this right here is the new Switch controller that he ended up getting, which he bitched about. So, those are my general thoughts on that. Here we go.
The Hori Pad from Hori, the company that makes a lot of gaming joysticks, but they also now make peripherals like the gamepad. This is the Hori Pad for the Switch. It's only $17 currently on Amazon.com. The reason I like it, it's got a full-on real D-pad. And it's very lightweight. It's not heavy like the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It's a wired controller. All right, that's the good thing. It's wired, so you're not going to have any issues with input delay or input drops, which is good. We'll see. I'm going to try it firsthand. I like the feel of the thumbsticks, although I'm not going to use the thumbsticks for Mario Maker. The way that the D-pad works is kind of unique. So the D-pad here...
oh yeah, I never went over that video. Snort Burnell has 2 videos where he goes through where we go through the Mario Maker situation. And that's a long one though. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to definitely do that, because those Mario Maker fails were hilarious. So that'll be a good video. Looking forward to that.
Is removable, and under the D-pad are 4 input buttons. Okay, so on the actual Switch controller, the what do you call them? The Joy-Cons. There's no D-pad. There's 4 buttons like this. Okay, so if that's absolutely, you know, what you like, you could still use the 4 buttons, but you could just put the attachment on there, and now you've got a standard D-pad. And you might say, oh, that's not going to control as well as a normal D-pad. For those who don't know, the way a D-pad works, under the D-pad, there's 4 buttons. That's how it has always worked. I know, because I used to disassemble controllers and look at them from the inside and stuff. That's how a D-pad works. It's actually just 4 micro switches inside of the D-pad.
It's funny how, yeah, I know how this works because I used to disassemble stuff. I doubt that he's ever picked up a tool. I mean, besides the fact that he is a tool, but I very likely doubt he's picked up and disassembled or assembled anything, really, ever. But, you know, that's what Phil was doing on his spare time. He just wanted to tinker with things. He wanted to see how things work. Sure he did. Sure. Just like how he used to build PCs and have landline tournaments for Unreal Tournament. He used to be one of you. Yeah, it makes sense.
This really shouldn't have any effect on the actual level of control that I get because there's 4 buttons on the inside or whatever. Let's see what happens. I'm very curious to see how this controller works today. We're about to find out.
Stranger Things 3.
Of course, some people complaining the gameplay is not so fun, to which I say, okay, then don't make it about the gameplay. Enjoy the plot, enjoy the music, and interact with me, and we'll make these fun, entertaining streams. And to some extent, some people have, and other people just can't get over the fact that the game just looks and plays like a retro game. Oh, it's not riveting, therefore it's bad. Like, no, actually, it means it's different. It means that it's very different.
Faceless Shin to me.
See, it was just like what I told you guys before. He defended that game tooth and goddamn nail. He really did. I'm surprised he hasn't pushed to try to replay it yet. He might try to wait till later in the year or next year. But he defended the hell out of that game. He really enjoyed. I think that's probably. I'm not sure if he'll say it's the game of the year for him. I would assume it's going to be in his top 10. Well, actually, it might not, because, like I say, he didn't make a lot of money off it. We'll see. If we're going off of just games that he actually enjoyed from almost the beginning to end, I think it'll be in his top 10. He really enjoyed Stranger Things 3, and he's mad that people didn't give him money for it.
Said, honest question, why do you get upset over low contributions when you yourself have said they're appreciated but not required? Because I'm not, first of all, I'm not upset at all, but I need to be, I have to be reminding people. If you don't remind people, they don't keep it in mind, they don't contribute, I can't pay my bills, I can't do this anymore. So I love what I do, you guys love what I do, that's how it works.
From what you would expect in the modern era for games, and that's not bad, you know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily bad. It just means it's a throwback, which is the reasoning behind the game. Have a throwback game that ties in with the actual plot of the show. That's a cool thing. Especially because we don't get many tie-in games these days anymore. There was an era when every major television show, movie, and, everything got a shitty tie-in game, and those kind of went by the wayside and don't exist anymore, so it was actually cool to get a game that's not so bad, and have, like, an homage to classic 1990s style games be a part of the plotline of Stranger Things. You know what I mean? Like, it was really good. So I hate that people are so close-minded just because...
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Simply just because the fact that, sadly, people are so close-minded about stuff that doesn't look like a modern game, right? Oh my god, the gameplay's not groundbreakingly riveting, and it looks like a 16-bit game, therefore this game's bad. It's like, but wait. This is an interactive stream. The whole point of this is to be fun and entertaining with you guys. Let's talk about stuff while I play. Let's have fun, and make the game fun. There's plenty of games out there that aren't necessarily insanely riveting for an audience unless you make an interactive stream out of it, which I do, but people just immediately get turned off and won't give it the time of day, and I don't understand that.
Because that's what you've perpetuated. You've perpetuated this for years. And now all of a sudden it's a problem because now it's coming back on you on a game that he really likes. How often have any of you heard DSP, Darkside Phil Burnell, come out of his face like this, out of his snout, and try to defend a game like this? It's not just about the money. Trust me, it's definitely about the money. But it's also about the fact that he really, really likes this game. And he really feels like people should be liking it too because he likes it, which is stupidity in itself. Just because you enjoy a game doesn't mean that it's mandatory for other people to do so as well. And by them faking like they actually enjoy the game just to keep your morality up doesn't mean they should have to throw money at you too. That's what the underlying problem is with this. It's insane he thinks this, but this is cult mentality. Whatever the cult leader wants, all of you need to fall in line with it. That's exactly what this is.
Let's face it, there's many games that I play, like Minecraft, like MLB. Hell, Black Ops 4 Blackout. You know, on paper, those games aren't super entertaining for streams, yet they're some of my most popular streams. Right? So...
Says who? They may not be entertaining with you, but each one of those games pulls numbers on their own because, guess what? There are people that are actually invested in those games. Especially Call of Duty. And especially Minecraft. What the fuck is he talking about? Especially Minecraft. Or he don't know because allegedly he don't watch other people. There are so many female streamers out there who play Minecraft. I can't think of this one young lady's name, but she has one of the coolest setups I've seen, and I say one of many. She had I'm not sure if she made it with a friend of hers or if someone specially made it for her or she had it commissioned or whatever the case was. Even though the second and third example are kind of the same thing, but whatever, you know what I mean. She had it's a poster, it's a giant poster, but it's on her wall. She devoted a whole wall to this shit. It's fucking huge. And it's basically a giant Minecraft kingdom. It has a huge palace. Or castle, really, but I'd like to think of it as a palace. It has the courtyard, it has you know what I'm saying, it has a really great landscape, it has all this. And there's like 4 different types of characters you can use. You can when you contribute. Like if you sub to the stream, I think you have to sub to the stream to get this. She has these little kind of like Minecraft type figures, if you will, that goes on there. And you have a knight, a mage, an archer, and there's something else. But I'm pretty sure there's 4. There's probably more now, but there might be like 4. And she writes your name, and when you sub to the channel or something along those lines, she writes your name and she'll ask you where do you want to be put in her kingdom. And dude, there are literally like 10,000 plus people on this thing. It's ridiculous how many people are on there, and it still hasn't come even close to filling up the courtyard. That's how massive the courtyard is. The actual castle or palace itself hasn't. There's still a bunch of just open spots. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous how large this is. But like I said, it's the size of a wall. That's how big this poster is that she had commissioned or was made or she made it. It's the size of a wall, of an actual wall in her room, like the largest side of a wall, if you will. It's huge, and people flock to that all the time. She's been considered one of the top Minecraft streamers on Twitch, and she's been on Twitch for a very, very, very long time, because she had that commissioned a long time ago. Well, a decent amount of time ago, a couple years ago at least. So he can't talk about these games are dead. They're dead for you because, yet again, you're the problem. It's not the game. It's you. It's you. He runs around on Twitter all the time talking this dumb shit about this game's not going to be good. This game's not going to be good. This game franchise is dead. And so on and so forth. He'll say that months out. Then when the game shows up, guess where he's at? Front of the line, looking on his knees, ready to suck some dick. He's always like that. He's always like that. Just talking out of his ass in the moment and has no forethought on the repercussions that will come later. And mainly it comes from the fact that most people don't remember. That's what it is. That's what the situation is. And that's the reason why he hates the detractors and the critics, because they do remember that shit. They do screenshot this shit. Because you know his opinion is going to change. If you've been following Phil for any period of time, he's a cocksucker. So he's just going to, at least for games anyway, maybe otherwise too, but he's certainly for games. He's going to go ahead and suck off whatever he can for false hype. It's what he does. It's what he does. So all that nonsense about being the realest guy on YouTube and this, that, and shut that shit up. You know what I'm saying? All that shit was smoke and mirrors as far as I'm concerned.
I think if you approach it with an open mind, you're really going to like today's conclusion stream. I guess we'll see how it goes. Dragon Quest Builders 2. That is right. A brand new game. It's supposed to be a combination of crafting and mining, like Minecraft, farming, but also tons of combat, boss fights, and...
Yet again, Minecraft is a allegedly dead game, but we're going to play a Minecraft-ish type game. Huh?
Actually has a plot unlike Minecraft, so it seems to me like Dragon Quest Builders 2 may end up being a pretty good game.
It's the hot new thing. We have to keep playing it to make money, 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 money. That's all it is. It's not even like they like the game. It's money, 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 money. The reason
exactly
doing that, Dragons, is to this. This is the only reason. They see the fucking dollar signs in their eyes because, oh, it's a fad, it's hot. I gotta play the hot thing to make money, money, money. And I'm not like that. I will play it. I played it a couple times when I had a chance. I'll play it again tomorrow. Do you really think that I'm being honest? Do you really think that
now what makes him think he's separate from them? You think just because you purposely castrate yourself and don't play it for the whole week to maximize your profits, that makes you any less or any more of, in his words, not mine, a shill or just playing it for money? Unlike them, they got bills just like you got bills. Like he sits there and tries to, yet again, this is this stupid ass tactic he's been doing since YouTube. He tries to inject his morality into it to make him seem like he's better. But no one gives a shit when you can't even bring 1,000 people to your stream consistently. You don't have a voice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the bigger picture of it all. He don't. He's the guy up there in the goddamn bleachers in the nosebleed section screaming and yelling over all the cheers and accolades, and he thinks he's getting over him. Someone can hear him, and nobody do. Nobody even knows he exists. And he still ain't figured that out yet. This right here, and you know this has to be something psychological, because whatever he thought he had, or whatever it is that he did have for influence, is gone. And has been gone. It's been gone for a long time. It's never coming back. It's never coming back. It's gone. But in his head, this is still 2009. 2010, 2011. That's still what he's still reliving that. He's still reliving that. Every day he relives that. Because that's where he talks from. He talks from that point in his life, which is really just a point of ignorance, which he's admitted himself. But that's still what he draws upon. And that might be the saddest part of it all.
Value your attendance and value your viewership and value your contributions when they literally are playing the cash cow game all week. They drop everything they're doing to play the cash cow game all week. Do you think they care about what they're doing? No, they care about this. They don't care about what they're doing.
But he says that he doesn't slander other... He says he doesn't slander other content creators, other YouTubers, and other Twitch streamers. He says he don't do that. What's this? Oh, he's just giving his opinion. He's just saying what he feels. But that's not slander? To sit there and say that despite the fact that he has no word, that it means nothing, but you still don't think whatsoever that if a sponsor came through here and heard him say this about other people, that he or she may not going to see those other people now and checking them out, whoever it may be, because he didn't name anybody specifically, because he's a coward, you see. That person may already have it. What's the word I'm looking for? May have it already may already have a negative notion walking in of, are all these streamers really doing it for profit? And I'm talking about someone who may jump into his streams who may not even know who Phil Burnell is, because very few people on Twitch talk like this. And the reason why is because you don't fire shots off at your fucking at your fellow employees, at your co-workers, unless you have a real reason to. Phil don't. Outside of other people are making better money than him, they're in better positions than him, they're well liked. That's not their fault. That's his fault. They put in the work. They put in the time. They built positive communities. He didn't. He ran. He took his ball and went home over a bit rate. over a bit rate. So even though he doesn't have enough of a voice in the wider scheme of things, if he can isolate one or two people off, who have influence, by the way, who don't know completely about what his dumb shit is as a whole, it could be damaging. Could be. But that doesn't make him influential either. That just makes him a toxic individual. That just makes him a negative piece of shit. Which, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, which is what he always was from the beginning. From the beginning of his YouTube career, he was a negative and toxic person. The thing he had before that, which was the FGC, he was a negative and toxic person. He's been that way his whole life. He's been a bitch.
They care about this. Let's hope they get hooked, and then we can get them with a constant revenue stream later.
Well, we're going to check it out for the very first time this coming Friday, all right? And just a hint, for those of you who love my streams and support me and want to maybe help me out, there is the ability to pre-order digitally Dragon Quest Builders 2 on my Amazon wishlist, all right? And if you did that, that would help me out tremendously. That way I don't have to buy the game myself, especially now money is incredibly tight for me. So hint, if anyone wants to help out.
Rogondo Cerdo, he's an e-beggar.
Please check out my Amazon wishlist. You can see that below the stream on the dashboard, or you can type !wishlist into the stream chat. It would be nice if someone did get that for me. If you did, FYI, please let me know, because it's not going to be sent to me. You're going to have to send me the game code when it's available.
Now, another thing I'd like to point out. Remember how Phil used to say, oh, it's unfair for people to get copies of games, or people getting free games is bullshit, despite the fact that he's been the recipient of those same practices himself. But, so it's okay, it's bad, right? Or it's negative. You know what I'm saying? Or it should be, in his words, not mine, looked down upon if corporations and game publishers and so on and so forth send out free copies or early copies to people. But it's not bad to have people in your audience do it. You know what I'm saying? Spend their money. Like, that doesn't seem bad either. You don't think there aren't people who've been given advanced copies of games and not had their gripes about it? But you're going to go ahead and have someone spend their hard-earned money to buy you a game that he may only play a handful of times and drop anyway. What's worse? Just my opinion, though. Yet again, some more of the hypocrisy that is, you know what I'm saying, Dark Side Phil.
Sadly, that's how it works, okay? So this is a major update, so everyone listen up, okay? Basically what I want to do is I want to balance new release content for the rest of this month with the game that gets chosen to be the downtime game by the Viewer's Choice event that's going on right now. As you guys know, for the past 3 weeks or so, this has been running where people have been nominating games on my forums on the kingofhate.com website, and now for the past week, people have been voting, okay? Like, what is going to be the Viewer's Choice game? What is Phil going to be playing during the summer? What I was planning on doing was next week, I was going to start...
Also, if he's so strapped for cash, how can he afford to keep running that website? Or not even a website, it's a forum. It's not even a website. It could have been. It should have been a website, but it wasn't. It's just a forum. But yeah, he still has the money to cover that every year. And he's definitely paying more than he should on that. You know what I'm saying? He could get something a whole lot nicer, a whole lot more expansive, and more up-to-date and whatnot for a whole lot more, less than what he's paying now. Which I'm sure he's throwing a couple $100s a year at that, if not more.
Playthrough to balance with the other stuff that I'm doing, alright? But we have a problem. Some people have been telling me they have a strong feeling that some of the polling has been rigged.
Which, real quick, I'm sorry, makes me think he didn't give up Premiere because he couldn't afford it. He gave up Premiere because he didn't see a need to edit anymore. I think that's the real reason why he dropped that. I think that's now that I'm starting to kind of think about it. I kind of love doing these old videos, or older videos. Yeah, I think that's the real reason why he dropped Premiere. It's not because he couldn't afford it, because he'd already been throwing $200 or whatever it is a year at it and not using it, and he did that for a couple of years. I think what it was, he's like, I don't need to edit anymore. So bloop, and then that money went right to Catherine, which sounds about right.
Allow me to explain, because you might be saying, how can the polling be rigged if it's all done on your website? Well, I guess what happened was we had a pretty good, competition going, but primarily between...
Now, yet again, another problem. I thought his website's supposed to be so goddamn safe. Sorry, I'm not calling it a website. I thought his forum was supposed to be so damn safe. I mean, it is a website. You know what I mean? I'm just being nitpicking at this shit. His forum's supposed to be so damn safe, but it can be manipulated. Then why not do it on Twitter? Being that all of the haters right? All the detractors and shit, they're all blocked anyway. So why not do it on Twitter? No, he wants them to go to that fucking tumbleweed fucking forum so he can get your fucking information. Just in case you ever pull some slick shit on him later.
3 games. It was between Super Mario 64, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and Knights of the Old Republic. Okay? Now, there were other games that were actually in the running and pretty close as well. They were only a few votes behind those 3. So, at this point, anything was in the running to win. Okay? All of a sudden, within the last, day, there was an insane surge of votes out of nowhere, which makes no sense. Why would there be a fucking surge of votes out of nowhere? I'm not talking, a few. I'm talking, like dozens upon dozens of votes. And it doesn't make any sense if you look at it. It just doesn't make sense. And the accounts linked to said voting are all brand new accounts that seem to be made specifically just to cast those votes. We know what's going to win. The troll answer wins. The troll answer always wins. Oh, yeah. So, after looking at this last night, I said, something's obviously up. And I contacted my webmaster overnight. And I said, hey, what's going on with this? Can you take a look at it? And he confirmed, yeah, there's some shenanigans going on. Apparently, there's a couple bad eggs who've been just sitting there creating forum accounts endlessly and doing mass fake voting under the same IP address. So there's probably some guy sitting in his fucking parents' basement for the past 2 days creating, new forum accounts. And he probably cast like 30, 40 fake votes. So, that's not cool.
Yeah,
now,
that does sound like something Phil would do to manipulate the polls himself. And since they're all proxies, they can't do. And since they're all proxy addresses, him and his webmaster can't do shit about it. Hence the reason why he's being a bitch about it right now. Wah wah.
Not only is that not allowed, it's against the rules. I'm just gonna ban these people once I figure out who they are. So right now, my webmaster is looking into it. Within the next 1 to 2 days, he said.
But Phil, how do you ban people if you only have their email address, bruh? Yeah, good question.
This up. What he's gonna do is take all the duplicate votes under the same IP addresses, and he's going to delete the votes, basically, and ban those accounts. So whoever's been doing this fucking funny business won't be able to do it again. And then we're going to fix the poll, okay?
I'm just going to ban.
Right now, as a matter of fact, I'm in one of the worst financial times ever in my entire life. It really fucking sucks with the situation I'm in, okay? Because of stuff going on behind the scenes and things that have nothing to do with the streams. I am just really bad off. That being said, there's many ways you can contribute. You can pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Or you could buy something from my Teespring store. Those things help. You could cheer, sub, or tip during the stream, and if you do, I'm going to give you a shout-out. And in fact, as I've said, this stream isn't going to be riveting gameplay, but it could definitely be a fun, interactive stream if people, interact with me via various methods. If you contribute during the stream, I'm going to give you a shout-out for your contribution, so just one of the ways you can contribute, alright? You see, we even have a Stream Stats leaderboard where I put the top cheer and the top tipper up there and everything to get you extra credit. But right now, being very, very honest with all of you, the best way you can help me out is to tip me. Tipping me, is going to get me through the next week until I get paid by Twitch. Right now, I have no money. That's not an exaggeration. I have no money at all, and I have bills to pay, which sucks. And I don't get paid until the middle of the month. So anything that you guys contribute via tips, you're going to help me tremendously right now.
I e-bag, right?
And this was back in what, June? And we're hearing this same spiel in September. You know what I'm saying? It's like June. This is June or July, I think, when this all is going on right now. And we're hearing this same spiel in September. I told you, this is going to be the thing. Throwing money at him is literally a bottomless pit. It's not worth it. It's so not worth it.
You're constantly asking your viewers and your fans for contribution. I shouldn't be doing that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Then Ed Gangster cheered with spoilers of Stranger Things 3 because he's a fucking idiot. Today we're about to play the game that concludes the plot, and then he puts plot spoilers for Stranger Things 3 in the stream chat like a moron.
Why am I toxic? More toxic, more toxic.
So, yeah, he got timed out. Hopefully he's not going to come back and be a complete moron again with more spoilers. I mean, what a dumbass. Thank you for the cheer, but use your fucking brain. We're about to play the game that concludes the plotline of the show. Let me tell everyone the conclusion of the show's plotline before the game starts today.
Philip's Smelly Chair has subscribed to the channel. Oh!
Hilarious.
But Phil's done that too. He spoiled the plot line for games also. Based off TV shows, or movies, or comic books. Because he looked it all up on Wikipedia beforehand. So it's not the first, it's not like he hasn't done it either.
Smelly chair. What chair are they referencing? I guess my computer chair? I have a smelly chair. Alright, it's very smelly apparently. I must like sit there farting constantly into the computer chair as I upload videos or something.
That's disgusting. Oh my god. Ah! Oh! No, that's disgusting.
Champion Stunlock says, can I put a new laptop into the wish list? It could improve the streams a ton. Let me put it this way. Even though my laptop is old and it locks up a lot and it has issues, I think it's much more beneficial to the streams to basically get the games rather than a new laptop. So, for example, like I alluded to earlier, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is on my wish list right now as a digital code for the Switch. If someone were to purchase that for me, that would help out tremendously come Friday and me not having to drop money. Especially now when I have no money, that would be incredibly helpful. Okay? Hint, hint. So, you know, if anyone wants to do that and help out, please do. And please let me know, because you're going to have to send me the code. The way it works, you have to manually send me the code when they send it to you so I can download the game. But that would be way more helpful than, oh no, my laptop freezes up every once in a while, you know, and it's a little hassle. I can put up with the little hassles, but I can't put up with not being able to afford games to stream, so there you go.
Basically what he's saying is, I want what I want right now, and you sit back and wait, Pay Piggy, for when I ask for the bigger stuff for later. Okay? Keep your eyes on the target.
Definitely, and as you know, the wishlist has credits for everywhere. It's got credits for PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and the Nintendo Shop. So it doesn't even matter, you know, no matter what you buy, it's going to help. You know, there's going to be games from all of those venues that this year I'm going to be playing. So, you know, again, please consider it. Please consider helping out, if at all you can.
Help! 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 I mean, I need help now. But, I mean, how many times can I yell help before people are like, enough is enough? I can't keep constantly, when stuff like this crap happens, I can't constantly have to keep coming back.
Funny how the whole time he's saying this right here, he's looking up at the ceiling.
To you guys and saying, help, save the pig. What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help! What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the final video of our broadcast. I will literally see you guys in just a second.
This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
I like the game a lot. Sadly, it's not appealing.
Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the last video of our broadcast, brought to us by Snort Burnell, Dspgaming, low contributions and Dragon Quest Builders, the cycle of endless begging, and you must do the streams entertaining. There you go. And when you come to a Phil stream, it's not about just giving money and being supportive. You have to entertain also. If you're not entertaining him, there's a problem. Which is one of the fundamental problems of a DSP stream in the first place, is he does expect people to really do the majority of the entertaining. Not him. I don't know why he thinks that, but it's a pig roach logic, I suppose.
To my main audience, because my main audience loves action. They love action and thrills and risk. And the game doesn't really have that. What it has is a really fun, interesting JRPG style plotline. And in my opinion, it's a really good game, but, you know, my opinion, I guess, doesn't amount to a hill of beans to a lot of people. They just complain that the game's boring.
I told you, said that in the last video of the broadcast, that he can spout all he wants and act like this is still, you know, early 2009, 10, or 11, I mean, if his opinion ever had any value in the first place, but it don't. And he still hasn't realized it yet. And that's why he was pushing so hard in Stranger Things 3. Now Dragon Quest Builders 2 is going to eventually go under the railings for it. It's not the game's fault. It's him. It's him. You know what I mean? Your consequences have your actions have consequences. And you're seeing someone, and this is what makes Phil Burnell actually rather unique in some ways, in one of the few ways, is that the sins of his past come back to bite him in ways that he doesn't even think of. He shits on a certain type of game for years. That shit comes back onto him later when he wants to play it and wants to play it for a profit, and he fails at the amount of money he gets on it because he's already indoctrinated. He's given these kids the pignosis for years that this game is bad, that this company that makes this game is bad, and that the people who support this game are fucking idiots. Now he wants to profit off of it, and no one's there to support it, and they're in the comment section being like, well, Phil, you said these games are garbage. You said these games are stupid. I don't want to watch this. Give it a chance, man. Give it a chance. If not, come out and support me. You know? At least come out and hang out with me and give me money. If you don't really like the game, no, I'm not doing that, Phil. Play something else. Well, fuck you, you're banned. End of story on that.
Boring.
And I'm sorry, because in my opinion, it's not. I really like it. I think it's a relaxing game where you can enjoy a fun plot line and new building elements. And if anything, it's definitely a game that when I stream it, we can interact a lot. And it's funny because I play games such as Minecraft, MLB, Black Ops 4 Blackout. Alright? Also, not exactly riveting games when it comes to the gameplay. Yet those streams are successful. People like them, they interact tons. And they really like those streams.
Everything's got to be about making the almighty dollar.
This game, for some reason, people are just complaining. It's like, but dude, it's the same kind of game, so why can't we just have that same kind of stream? Right? Instead, you get a few people who come in here and just whine constantly.
If anything, worst case scenario would be that I'm playing it and you guys aren't interacting with me. And I mean that because, like, last time I played, that happened during the stream. There was a segment where, like, I was enjoying the game, but no one on the stream was really interacting with me. They were just kind of going off on their own tangents and talking about whatever. Well, wait for people to talk to me. No one's really talking to me right now. No one's really talking to me anymore now. Some people are taking off for the night. No one in this truth is even talking to me anymore, so I'm going to call it a night soon, guys. Sorry, but if people aren't going to pay...
Now, this is from the same individual, ladies and gentlemen, who says that he has a good life with his wife, Kat. He's as happy as he wants to be. You know what I mean? Everybody else is nudniks, right? And they're no-lows and shit like that and whatnot. And their lives are all miserable, and they're all assholes and this, that, and the third. And listen to how he acts on his streams. Listen to how depressed he sounds when he doesn't get any attention. And when everything is kind of just fading out. When there was too much talking going on, he didn't like that. When there was too much talking about topics that he wanted to talk about, or, you know what I'm saying, or topics he didn't know much about, he didn't like that. Now, he can't get nobody to talk at sometimes. The stream chat will be dead with the same 4 or 5 drones that are in there already, and that's not enough for him, so now look. And then when some of them are like, yo, Phil, I gotta go. I'm out. And there's little to nobody in the chat, then all of a sudden he gets even more and more depressed. That's crazy. That is insane. And his whole life is this shit. For everybody else, this is a hobby. It's just something we do for fun. It's a hobby. You know what I'm saying? It's something to do. This is his life. And look at how miserable he is. But he wants to run around and act like he's successful. He wants to run around and act like he has something to do with his life, and his life's so goddamn meaningful. Too scared to go outside. Too scared to go out for a walk around his safe little ass neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? With all the fucking fencing and shit. All the gated community. He's too scared to walk around his gated ass community and shit, where he's super safe. Won't do that because he's so damn busy. Oh, I don't need to actually talk to any of you guys. I just interact with you guys, and that's all I need. And I have my wife. But look at how miserable he is when he really has no one to talk to. It's funny, Phil. It's almost like you have a bunch of yes men and women in your little community over there, and when all of them start to kind of fade out because they actually have shit to do, or they got lives, or they're finally starting to get laid, then all of a sudden you kind of reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? You asked for weak people to be part of your fan base, and now that's what you have. And none of them have anything to add to it. And praising you is not even enough anymore. It probably bores you. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Defiant Sniff. Phil, we call that poetic justice, just to let you know. Enjoy. It's a good movie, too, by the way. They're a little too dark for you, though, so you probably won't watch it. But still, good movie.
Attention, I'm not going to fucking keep playing.
And I mean, that's all well and good. I'm certainly not going to say, oh, you can't talk about whatever you want in the stream chat. But understand that if you disengage from me, yeah, that's going to make the stream boring. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to engage in a stream chat that's not addressing me or that's talking about unrelated topics, especially when you guys are talking about sports and stuff. I don't have a clue what the hell you're talking about because I don't follow sports, and you know that, so I don't know why people would come to my streams to talk about sports, but they do. So,
Plays sports games, but doesn't follow sports. People start talking about sports. Why the fuck are you doing that? I don't follow sports. Makes a lot of sense, right?
let's see how today goes, alright? Very well likely, this may be the final early day stream of Dragon Quest Builders 2. This may become a night stream moving forward, alright?
Toxic Toad.
Codecast Steel says, so Marvel Alliance is gone? Marvel Alliance is done. It's not gone. It's done. I beat it. It was only a game that was long enough for 2 sessions. It was 8 hours and done. You've seen everything in the game. It's not that I quit or anything like you're trying to imply here by saying it that way. It's done. It's completed. There's nothing else to do in it. Right now, our subs are pretty low, I'll be honest, for, you know, being able to hit a sub goal. At the beginning of the month, we were over 500 subs, which is why I made the goal 525, and now we're down to 463. You know, I've been trying to convince people to subscribe. We have new emotes that we use for the Marvel Ultimate Alliance playthrough and everything. It's kind of hard, I'll be honest. It's kind of hard to convince people to subscribe when there's no new releases. I guess the one thing that I'll say, because we are going to get to the plug segment next, is thank you guys so much for your support, and understand that if you haven't noticed, in the past week or so, I haven't really been mentioning, you know, being in desperate need of tips or whatever. You know, and some people say, oh, you see, this is Phil's cycle or whatever.
In a circle, an endless loop? Like, this is insane. When is this cycle ever going to end?
Yeah, because what's been happening with me is, you know, the first 2 weeks of the month are terrible for me. Because all my bills clear, and it completely empties my bank account out. And then I get paid by Twitch, and then basically for 3 weeks, everything backfills. And then I'm okay till, like, the end of the month. So that's kind of the situation I'm in right now.
That's called a cycle, Phil.
That's why I don't really harp on financial stuff. Usually the second half of every month. I just don't see the reason to. But FYI, you know, I just want to say I am super...
He's talking so much. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. He just blah, 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 blah. Here he comes. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. What are you talking about? Shut up. Nobody cares.
That, you know, thank you so much to those who are being generous. Even though I'm not really harping on it and talking about this every day. It's because I want to give it a rest until, you know, early next month when sadly we go back to the same situation. I'd rather give it a rest and not be blue in the face talking about this stupid shit every day. You guys aren't here for that. You're here to have fun with games, right? So that's what I mean. So thanks for that, okay?
It's disgusting, in my opinion. It's immoral.
Lilith1838 has resubscribed to the channel for 3 months and says, I don't really watch Twitch at all that much anymore, but I'm just dropping by to my free sub here.
Because I enjoy your endless YouTube content so much. My own personal opinion is that that is a complete waste of everyone's time. It's fluff content made straight for money. It has nothing to do with quality.
Indeed. You say endless YouTube content. It's not really endless. What it is every fucking day I've possibly been able to make content in the last 10 years. I have. 10 years of my life I have given to content creation. And there's been a lot of sacrifices along the way, let me tell you. While many other content creators only put out a few videos a day, I was out there pumping out 8-10 hours of content a day for an extended period of time. And
it's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control, so it's because I just care about money. That I just can't help it. I'm so just enveloped in greed and money. I need money. I need money.
I meant sacrificing a lot of things, like friendships and all the like. While everyone else was out partying, having fun with their buds, I was busting my butt making videos. So you've got probably one of the most prolific...
I mean, you weren't busting your butt that bad. You were getting drunk while making videos. You still kind of do. Well, streaming anyway.
YouTubers ever who's provided you with 10 years of content.
In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating.
So, you know, thank you for understanding that, Lilith, and coming over and contributing. And anyone who's watching this on YouTube, please consider swinging by over here and, you know, contribute if you can, because that's what keeps the stuff going right now.
Shilling. It's gross.
All right, continuing on. The lovely man, tipped me $1. He says, happy Sunday, DSP. Do you or anyone you know if the Dragon Quest Builders game story is co-op as well? I'm thinking of buying it for me and the girl I love. By the way, How do you... Oh my god. Why do people ask me these crazy questions? Listen to this one. How do you stop being in love with someone you want so badly? I feel like she my soulmate somehow. What?
I feel like the cat is my soulmate. We're soulmates.
What the... Where... How do you go from... Oh, is Dragon Quest Builders co-op? Oh, by the way, how do you stop being in love with someone that you want badly because I feel like she's my soulmate? Whoa, like, what the hell? Like, whoa, you just went from, like, 0 to 5 million in, like, half a second. What the hell is going on here, man? So, first of all, is Dragon Quest Builders 2 co-op? I have no idea. Going on to the second half of the question. I don't even understand what you're trying to say here. You're saying, how do you stop being in love with someone you want so badly? I feel like she my soulmate somehow. There's just too many... There's too much here to answer because we don't know the situation. Is this someone who you're dating? Is this, and you're trying to not love them? Is this someone you have a crush on and they don't love you back? Like, there's too much, and quite frankly, I don't want to know your personal story. I'm just being honest here. I'm not some kind of a guru on life. I don't want to try to, like, give you personal...
Yeah, I mean, being that he hadn't moved 2 women across country on his own, I mean, you know, if you don't have the finances, buddy, Phil can't really help you with that. And if you do have the finances, what the hell are you talking about fucking girlfriend problems for? He has bills to pay. You should be contributing your money there. Just saying.
On shit that I don't know what's going on. What I would say is you probably want to consult someone who's a closer friend or a family member on this one, who maybe knows the situation a little bit better than me. But, you know, if it's a crush, you know, I think we've all kind of been there.
You know, back in high school, I was on a cocktail of medications. I mean, real talk, when I was in high school at one point, I was to the point where I was losing it. I wanted to either go do something drastic or, you know, go nuts. There was a girl who I was, like, obsessed with for a while.
And what I can say is, over time, those things get better. It's just, especially if you're young, too. When you're young, you got hormones raging through you and stuff. You got, you know, some really silly things that you feel and say and do that maybe later on you'll look back on and be like, what the hell was I like that for? I was a complete idiot during that period of my life. It must have been the raging hormones, right? So I wouldn't put too much emphasis on anything going on in your life right now, especially if you're younger. You know, you got a ways to go in your life and a lot of opportunities and things that you're going to have later on in life, so I wouldn't linger too much on this one particular thing going on, especially if it's causing you so much angst. You know, you might want to diversify what you're doing and focus on other stuff. Okay? DSP the Water Boy has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. I don't know how this guy got wind that I was the water boy, you know, for my entire high school and university career for the football teams. I don't know how they figured that out, but they figured it out. So there you go. DSP the Water Boy has subscribed. Thank you very much. It's a true story, of course. Totally not fabricated. Okay, so It's the Balls Expert Guy tipped me $2 and said the following. Hey, Phil, I didn't know you could freeze your balls off. Is there any other balls knowledge you want to drop on your fan base? Do frogs have balls? The testicles are a very tender spot of any creature, but on the human body, the reason that the testicles actually shrink is to protect them. So, for example, if the testicles are feeling cold, they will shrink to draw themselves closer to the human body and keep themselves warm so that the sperm inside do not freeze. If the sperm freeze, then they die. And so it's a natural defense that when you're cold, your balls shrink, okay? So if you were to put your balls directly in front of an air conditioner, they would shrink and then they would probably freeze. Not good. All right, so there you go. There's another testicle factoid for you, okay? Now, as for frogs having balls, yes, they do. I can 100% tell you they do because I know, because I dissected frogs in high school. And the answer is yes, they do. So there you go. There you go. Yo, you thought that I was going to blow it off or say that it was a weird question? I have given you knowledge. What I'd like to do is I would like to give a shout out to the top 10 cheers of the week. And first place this week, very worthy of the title of champion, Phillips Smelly Chair.
Oh!
Benefit.
Oh!
Where are we headed?
That is disgusting. Disturbing and disgusting.
There you go.
I mean, he was just talking about balls and frog balls. It can't be that disgusting.
You know, the new stupid meme from the brainless idiots who think that it's funny to show, like, a picture of my couch and say, look, can you imagine the smell?
Yep, I'm toxic.
Wow. You're just the epitome of intelligence and humor. And I mean, I wish that definitely we all had the kind of level of maturity and just, you know, wit. The pure wit of those who would make fun of me on the internet is unparalleled. To make such highbrow jokes and comedy. We all know we can never match or parallel that. You know what I mean? So, There you go. Well, alright. That's right. Don't lean me, bro says, don't stop smacking the smelly chair. That's right. Every time I touch this chair, an entire cloud of stench erupts, and it just singes the nostrils. It just like rips and burns your nostril hairs right off. It's such a stinky couch, obviously.
And since you don't clean up in there at all, and who knows if that couch or love seat has ever been dusted, if not vacuumed. I mean, all you're doing is, as Snort Burnell said, spreading the pollution around inside of there, that whole office. And we know he doesn't vacuum the floors. And apparently Catherine hasn't done it since she moved there. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Come on, we all know this.
Oh my god, I'm toxic, I'm fucked, I'm dead. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone, like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. By eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
You really don't, actually. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that was actually quite the jump, because that was a span of a few months. So this actually worked out. Nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do some cleanup. Let's see here. Thank you to Snort Burnell. Very much appreciate it. All right. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and lighten the mood on that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, what do you guys feel, or what are your thoughts on the low contribution saga? Because that's kind of what that was, spanning over that was over the span of like 3 months, I think. Yeah, it was almost 3 months anyway. It was close. Jesus Christ. And yet again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not necessarily that the games are bad. It's just it's the individual who's playing it. It's all just a cash grab. No one can tell me, to be honest, outside of not Dragon Quest Builders, I'm sorry. Outside of Stranger Things 3, which is the only game that it seems like he's really and genuinely enjoyed. He just is mad that no one will support him or support the game itself. All the rest of these games are just cash grabs. And it is a cycle. At the end of the day, it is a cycle from the 1st to the 15th of each month to beg for money. Gets paid by Twitch on the 15th, gets paid by YouTube on the 20th, no, between the 21st and the 24th. And then, he gets his Patreon money, beginning of the month, I think? I think he gets his Patreon money in the beginning of the month. I don't know when he gets Teespring. I don't even know if anybody even uses it. But everything's pretty much spread out. Just off what I've told you, don't count Teespring because he's probably not making much off it. Just off YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon. He's making away pretty good. And then you add the begging on top of it. But let's go ahead and put this caveat in there. The begging is part of the Twitch. You know what I'm saying? At least the tips are. Well, no, actually, I take that back. Because begging is something all in its own. Yes, he does it on Twitch, but it's not actually part of Twitch because he gets that money right away. Shit. Depressing. Just very, very depressing. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think about the contribution saga? It's a thing, but it's the first time I think I've ever put all three of them together over the span of a couple months, just to kind of see how he fluctuates between them. Sounds like the same song and dance to me. Sounds like the same old piggy song and dance to me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next broadcast, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network Productions. For the Snort Report, I'm your host /anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Please support SnortBucks Coffee. SnortBucks, the best part of waking up is with SnortBucks in your cup. And support your fellow detractors, and just detractors in general. Very much appreciated. All right, guys, I will talk to y'all. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure we're good on that one. I will talk to you guys later on. Take care of yourselves.